how's it going, Taurus community? Soul Tigers here with a special story for this wonderful frequency. So first off, before I get started with the story, I would like to say thank you. Thank you for your patience as I had to extend my leave an extra month due to some medical issues. So Taurus, fun fact is definitely I felt your energy last week, really anticipating, really wanting something right then and there. And so I had posted something saying, hey Taurus, you gotta wait a little bit. Just sit back and observe, see what it is that you're meant to see. And you know what's funny, Taurus, is I actually, right after I post that, I had a Taurus call me. And this Taurus wanted to do something for somebody I know, and I had to ask him, can you please just give us some more time? We need just a little bit more time to get things organized. So Taurus, just because things aren't working out right now the way that you want them to, or you're not making that movement that you want to at this moment, it's not to punish you. It's not to say that things are only stuck this way because, hey, it's you and life has it out for you. There's a reason things are being prepped up. And you know what? A car cannot go if it doesn't have gas, right? So the divine tends to line things up for us to have certain timings. Maybe if something were to happen right now, you would rush off ignorantly without knowing a few key things. And those key things could be playing a very, very important part in a decision that you could be making here in the near future. So let's get started, Taurus. There's actually, I counted three dark energies as I was cleansing your cards out. There are 3 dark energies that are around you. I don't know if it's 3 individuals who are putting a lot of things into the ethers that are really negative about you, wishing downfalls. It could be wishing that you don't make it to certain dreams, wishing that things don't go your way type of things. So just be aware that you could have people who kind of are trying to root against you with some things. So let's get started. Anticipating, Taurus, anticipation, hard to sit still, wanting something to happen. This ending has taken some willpower to get to. You're almost there. What you face next will encompass all of your fears. So I would even say pick your top 3 fears, and this is what those energies are going to play off of. This will test your faith when everything comes crashing. From the rubble, Taurus, you will rise like the phoenix, stronger, more capable, believing in yourself as well, and more aligned and higher faith. That's if you choose to face your fears. Oh my goodness gracious. And as you see, there is a lot coming out. Ignoring. Do not sleep on what's happening. Now I'm being told, don't rush off. This doesn't mean that you have to make chaotic movement, but don't sleep on what's happening. Watch depression. Watch you trying to close yourself off. Something else is, like I said, there's 3 energies here, and these energies could be wanting to keep you in a certain position, because a lot of times people, whether at the places we frequent, within families, within our own homes, when they are of low vibration, they want you to feel how they feel, especially if you're going to make moves that are going to hurt them to help better yourself. Something here is moves in silence. You don't have to announce everything that you're doing, just as well as you need to be observing the people around you and the things that they're doing. Again, you don't have to tell everybody the moves that you're going to make. Think about a chess master Or people playing chess, they're not telling each other, hey, well, I think I'm going to move over here. And the other person says, well, if you move over there, I think I'm going to move over here. No, they are very strategic with their moves and they don't announce it. So that's a little bit of both. Watch what people are doing, but also you don't have to announce what you're doing, Taurus. Some things that you're confused on is definitely blocking you from doing something. And this isn't the first time. Whoever this is, this person really wants to keep a hold of you. This person could be doing a lot of things always to observe you, observe everything that you're doing. It comes down to your phone too. They're creeping in a way that you're not noticing. There are times when I've heard of people installing certain apps on other people's phones to keep track of them. So be careful on what you're doing. Whatever it is, they don't want you to go. They want you to stay. There is something here with that. That is something that is really important. They may try to do things, may try to sabotage things, or they may try and make you feel sorry for them and their current situation or the situation that's going to arise from whatever happens when this all tumbles down. Something that is hard for you to see and you're confused about is when it comes to the karmic friends. I think that has to do with those three energies keeping you in the spot, keeping you in one spot, you know, and the offerings that they give you to keep you there, to keep you playing in the misery, because everybody wants to keep their misery company here. Be careful, because they could be feeding things that you're trying to break habits from, and they could be bringing it back towards you when they know you're having a bad day as temptation, I'm hearing to say, to put you back in the same spot of making you feel like you cannot move on, you're meant to be here type of thing. What'd I say? They're gonna wait. They're gonna wait for something to happen, and then they're gonna come in. So say if I have a Taurus here who's trying to stop drinking, who's trying to stop certain addictions, oh, they're gonna bring it in and they're not gonna charge anything for it. And they're going to want to keep you company. Make sure that you're intaking all of it as well. That what they give you, you're going to take and put in your home and you're going to keep with it for a while. Be careful. And this could be all in means to hold things against you. Have you ever had this happen? I had an ex do this. I don't know how to explain it. But the way I can explain it is I had an ex, we had a bad breakup, and then they wanted to come back, and then after they got what they wanted, they went ahead and turned everything against me, trying to make me feel a certain way. And they used something in particular, and then after they left, they used that same thing against me, trying to again make me feel how they felt. So it could be something like that. Be careful. Just know this is all at the root of somebody who's hating. Somebody who has never really been real with you, has never even taken off their own mask. I feel like they don't even know who they really are at the core. This person shows up just in time when it seems like shit's going to hell. And they show up with all the things that you are weak towards, things that you haven't worked yourself out of. Be careful. One thing that I know, Taurus, is that every person that we have relationships with, whether family members, friends, or even partners, co-workers and stuff like that, they validate things. They validate things in certain ways that our other friends or whoever don't validate things. And we know who to call when we need certain things validated. I know who to call when I want to be talking shit and want that validated. I know exactly what person to call and who's going to be on that frequency of it. So be careful. All right, so let's keep going. Let's see what else is happening here, Taurus. All right, angels, spirit guides, what needs to come out for the present? Oh my God. It's kind of a lot. I knew this was going to happen. The star came out again. So you are definitely dealing with somebody who has a lot of mental issues. Somebody who's been preying off of your success, the things that you've been turning into gold, all of your accomplishments. This person cannot sit with themselves. This person cannot invest in themselves because they're too invested in what you're doing. This is something that's really hard. They want to keep you really tied up, tied up, tied up. Why do they want to keep you so tied up? Because they're afraid that you're going to end something. This person plays a lot of mind games with you, Taurus. Why? Because you're somebody who is accomplished. You are somebody who's been working really hard on the things that they have. You're also somebody who wants to govern in an orthodox kind of way, higher up kind of way, higher up beliefs. There's certain routines that you want to start when it comes to higher beliefs. What I'm seeing is cleansing out your energy. There could be things that you're outgrowing, certain habits, and now you're starting to realize that you got to adjust your beliefs. But again, every time you try to make this movement, they want to stop you and they want to take that kind of stability from you. Again, they could be pointing out all your habits, or when you're having a rough day, they want to come and bring back or bring to you everything that you're trying to quit or put down. So definitely one of the things that's really hard for you is to allow everything to crumble, to see who it is that's having it out for you, to see the ones who don't stab you in the back, but the ones who openly go in and wound you. These people do not see things of an equal matter. And what do I mean by that is this person could be trying to put themselves above you. When you deal with manipulators, manipulators will laugh at how you feel and they will only validate how they feel. This is something that's really hard for you to deal with when it comes to those type of energies. I feel like that's something that really throws off your stability in a sense. It throws off you wanting to be youthful with things, and instead it makes you kind of, what I'm hearing to say, want to cage yourself off and not even deal with any of it, whoever this person is, because this person wants their wishes fulfilled through you, through your legacy, what you're doing. But on the other side of this talks about mental illness, somebody who doesn't have it together, somebody who's frazzled, somebody who can't seem to get out of their heads. This person doesn't take their medicine, I'm hearing to say. This person hasn't been taking their medicine, I'm hearing to say. They could have put an end to this kind of thing. For some reason, you'll have some people who feel like they don't need certain medications because they're better. And what it does is it sends them down a really dark hole, much like a void. And it's hard to endure this type of energy at this time. What I keep hearing is bipolarism. Now, maybe this person has some kind of personality kind of disorder. Maybe there is bipolarism. Maybe they have their highs, they have their lows. And you really don't know which one you're getting. So sometimes you're getting the one who wants to undo everything and step all over you. And then you get the one who wants to kiss your ass to make sure that you don't leave. So be careful, be careful, be careful. And it's hard. It is hard to go. It's hard to put an end to this. It's hard not to be stuck on what to do. I hear Taurus saying, I just want to be a good person. And maybe that's the thing, is you're trying to find the balance between the relationships around you. But at the same time, you're tired. You're tired of being thrown out into the cold when it comes to these people, when they get what they want from you. I'm hearing to say Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles is very slow moving. They're more of like a cautious one. They're also one who wants to explore their environment. But right here, whatever this person is they're really attacking you even being able to take a step out into one direction that doesn't line up with what they want to do. What I'm hearing is they want you to walk their line and their line only. But what I'm hearing is your heart isn't there, Taurus. This isn't where you want to be. This is something that makes you feel more unstable when it comes to your emotions. Like, even when you sit by yourself emotionally, you are not satisfied. And again, because if you're happy and they're not happy, then they're going to do things to make you unhappy. And I think this is just kind of like the emotional roller coaster that you've been riding with this person for a while. I mean, every time you pick your head up, you want to look left, you want to look right, there's something else that's always happening here. This person likes to plant a lot of negative seeds in your mind. I'm hearing to say that's what I see as well. A lot of dark things, and these dark things are geared towards manipulating you. Whatever it is, like I said, you got 3 energies, but you got a primary one who has mental health issues, and they're not on their meds. What I'm seeing is if you went to go check, you would find that something's hidden. It's hidden in a bathroom drawer, I would almost guess, because of the color of the cabinet. And it could be tucked away in the back left corner under some things that they don't care about it. They're not trying to really hide it because they know you don't go in this spot. But if you were to check in that spot, you would find out how long that they have stopped taking their medication. And it would kind of put things into place for you when it comes to their behaviors, their outbursts, and again, them coercing you into doing things for them. Oh my goodness. What it is you have somebody here who I'm hearing to say is playing the victim. They're playing the victim, but they're not the victim. They're victimizing you. You have to be careful, Taurus. Be careful. Right now, when I was dialing in, you could be getting ready to face a lot of legal issues, or whoever this person is could be threatening you with legal issues as well. Threatening, if I say this, if I speak up about this, then guess what? You're gonna go down. That's why I say, in this vibe, it makes sense that you gotta have this tower. You have to have this tower. Maybe it's time that everything goes down. Because remember, from the rubble, you will rise like the phoenix. And sometimes we have to have an ego death. An old phase of us died off by going through something really hard, by facing the fears that we're trying to avoid. If you have somebody who's playing on your fears and keeping you in a cage through your fears, that is not a really good person. And that is not a person who loves you. That is not a person who will love you when everything does crumble. If you were to lose everything, you think that person would be around still? That's something to ask. What it sounds like is this person's around because of what you have, Taurus. Be careful, be careful, be careful. All right, so let's call in our angels of protection. Angels of protection, please help keep us safe as we navigate the shadow side to Taurus. Definitely something has to do with past history. Maybe you've known these people for a really long time. And that's something that's really hard. Really, really hard, because maybe also you've known these people for a really long time, and wherever you frequent, they're there too. I'm hearing one more. What is the last one? Wow. Doesn't happen very often, but okay. The last one. So definitely we have the Emperor here. You want to show up the best that you can. You want to provide. You want to have things set in place. Especially when it comes to these past relationships with these others. The different phases that you've been through with these others. The years that you've known these others. And something right here that you hide away from is starting anew. Whatever it is. And these others also keep you away from wanting to do anything new, wanting to have those different inspirations. If they feel like you are trailing off too far when it comes to things that you want to do, Taurus, they are quick to come in and snatch you up. They're also quick to make you feel foolish, to make you feel naive, but also to make you feel that you are not capable. Oh my goodness. And then here comes this Knight. This Knight of Cups again. For some reason, you have a hard time with your emotions. You have a hard time processing your emotions. And whoever this is, I feel like this is what they're playing off of. If they can sit here and poke at you so much through your emotions, they know that that will stop you from doing anything. Maybe that's something to work on, is your emotional stability. Being able to handle things that are coming in at you emotionally, and being able to process it, being able to filter your emotions, getting to know your emotional side. A lot of times with some of the signs, such as, who is it? It's Aries, Capricorn. I would even say Taurus. I've put Taurus in there too. You can be very, very withholding yourself from going into the emotional side when it comes to assessing things. And for a lot of men out there, men are taught that they shouldn't have emotions. They shouldn't really show emotions, that they have to be this tough type of character. But men are just as emotional as women. But again, men have been taught that if you're emotional, you're weak. That's not true. Your emotional being is much a part of you, just like your spiritual being, your mental being, your physical being. And these all play different parts. And when it comes to guiding you through things, and to deny the emotional being is to deny how you feel. And that is something, again, that they play on. Be careful, be careful. Now, when it comes to them wanting to hurt you, that's something that you've already known. You know that they play through your emotions. It's such a routine that you already know what to expect. You know, if you walk into that door, walk into that place, and you're too happy, that puts a target on your back. Better be careful. Better be careful. Careful on which way you step around these people you've learned. And you've learned that you have to sit here and you have to go along with others. Their ideas, their ways that they want to go. But you've slowly been guided into that routine, I'm hearing to say. And that's something that is time to break that cycle. Understanding that others' emotional instability is not your responsibility, Taurus. Don't forget that. This is something that I had to learn myself, and I'm still practicing this. But this is something also that I really want to forge into my children when it comes to them dealing with different relationships in their lives. And I've even had to use myself as an example when I get overly emotional. I go back and I tell them, my emotions are not your responsibility. So keep that in mind. And if somebody's trying to make their emotions your responsibility, that's kind of going on the route of like a narcissist. So let's keep going. It's hard to balance, especially when things are out of your control. And that's something that you're going to have to face, Taurus. You have to face this, because things that we love, things that we care about, shouldn't outweigh the love and the care that we need for ourselves. Keep that in mind. You are responsible for how you feel. You are responsible for your actions. You are responsible for taking care of yourself. Now, if you offend somebody along the way, then that is your time to learn. That is your time to evolve. Nobody's meant to be perfect. All right. And somebody trying to always point out every mistake, every flaw that you have is heavily insecure with themselves. What I see is this person's really quick to tear you down, Taurus. Quick to tear you down. But they will not be there to help pick you up. They'll kick you when you're down. They'll throw things on you to make it harder for you to get up. But they will not pick you up when you're down. Why? Because you're in one spot. And that one spot that you're in is easier to control. Again, through the different vices, through the different means of escapism that they bring back to you when you want to do away with those habits. Be careful, be careful, be careful. I'm hearing to say, because their misery wants your company, Taurus. They don't want to let go. This is why everything is going to have to crumble. You're going to have to lose it all. And I'm not saying you lose it all out on this person going crazy, but you may have to start from square one again, in a new place, in a new way of going about things, in a new way of seeing things, in a new way of seeing yourself. But you have to face all those fears if you're going to make it to that fresh start. A lot of times people think starting over again is failure. But when you get to another chapter in the book, did you fail reading that previous chapter? No, you didn't. You were able to read it, outgrow it, move on from it, and be able to go from there. Let's keep going. Alrighty. Let's call in divine, and universal energy. What are the messages, positive messages for the Taurus community here for the conclusion? Especially when it comes to the tricks of the deceit that they're bringing to the Taurus. I'm hearing one last card. Y'all seen that? This is what stops you. This is something that is tied to the fears of your past. This is something that they play on. The deceit versus the kind of connections that you want. Whoever it is, they know. They know deep down it's not a good match. But they're going to do everything to still hold on to it. They're going to come in the ways that make it look good for you with this partnership with the person, place, and or thing. But behind closed doors, it's led with deceit. It's led with an agenda, a personal agenda that they have. I mean, what about this, Taurus? If you were to lose everything, would this person still be around? Would these people still be around? What is it in these relationships with these others that keeps them around? Is it purely because of who you are? Like really genuinely, when you take off the mask, when you take off the armors of the outside image, that you take with you into this world, and you just have you, who you are, authentically are, would they be around? something that you need to have happen here, something that you're going to have to search to get out of the confusion with, is when it comes to balancing things. The good and the bad, the light and the dark, and the things that are in between it. In order to realize what you want, what you deserve, you have to have relationships. You have to be in places that literally break you. Feel like they're going to break you. Pull you down the farthest that anything has pulled you down before. Why? So that you will get up and realize that that's not where you want to be. And you have to do this. You have to reestablish routines in your mind, especially about how you think about yourself, how you see yourself, what you believe about yourself, and being able to take care of you. We got the new moon coming in on April 1st, or no, it's the full moon, April 1st, which is Libra. Libra brings balance into things, but Libra is also, like you, Taurus, with the Venus planet, talk about the things that we love, the things that we want to relate to. And sometimes we have a hard time relating to ourselves. If you're not relating to yourself, if you can't be in a good friendship with yourself, in a good partnership with yourself, then how can you attract those good partnerships with others to you then? That's hard. That is really hard. Something here we're not seeing is a man holding a pen. We don't see the progression of our own stability that we bring in. That's the thing. Sometimes we have to see that it's not something that was just done really quick, but something that we worked on. And when it comes to masculine energy, that means that you had to get up, even during the times you didn't want to get up, to sit here and to forge that stability, to create that door to value opening for you. You know, your different successes that you had. And sometimes that meant walking away. Think about the past things that you had to walk away from before. Think about how it took so much getting sick and tired of those places, those people, those things. And think about the change that came in afterwards. This is something like that. We have to walk away from ill communities that don't have the best in mind for us, when they only have the best in mind for themselves. And it's led through deceit, it's led through greed, it's led through lust. And one thing is, Taurus, you need to get better. You need to practice being able to sit with yourself. Because this energy of not being able to sit with yourself and surrounding yourself by these people who can't sit with themselves either only feeds the insecurity. So how can you rest? How can you rejuvenate your energy? How can you go within and fill out the higher beliefs that you want to believe in? Being able to fill out the faith that you want to have with yourself and with, again, the higher beliefs of honoring the flow of life. Oh, this one came out earlier when I was cleansing your deck. Excuse me, I just get so excited. Yes, I was cleansing the deck and this one right away popped out. It's the third chakra, Archangel Camille. And this is the biggest message right here for you, Taurus, is love. Love, 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 love will set you free. And it's not just love through another, love for others. This is learning how to love yourself, learning how to fall in love with the higher beliefs, because this archangel, with his primary uses, or he primarily uses his divine power to help people foster peace within themselves and others by helping them approach the problems with compassion and with love. This is the Archangel of Peace, and their name means one who seeks God, one who seeks the divine. And maybe this is something of now for you, being able to get up to those higher beliefs so that you can start to attract people who have higher beliefs to you as well. Then we have our last card here. Ooh, 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel. Let's talk about that 7th chakra energy, the crown chakra, unity of consciousness, inner wisdom, spiritual connection, enlightenment. Really think about how these people target your habits, target your addictions. Why? Because they want to keep you disconnected. They want to keep you in the confusion, and they want to keep you depressed. How can you be able to use the energy within you, the wisdom, the light, the truth of the divine, to be able to get you through things, to alchemize one situation into another, to turn this lead into gold when it comes to you feeling depressed, and you being able to turn this into faith, having higher faith, trusting in the divine. Because right now you're putting too much trust into these others, and these others, Taurus, want you going around in a circle because they don't want you to see who they really are and what they're doing. Be careful of these others, because remember, they know deep down what you really want, and they know deep down that they can't give it to you. And they know deep down how to play off of you, how to keep you there. But it's okay, Taurus. Sometimes it's hard to bring down the tower. It's hard to face what people are doing in front of you. And it's hard to face it because you don't want it to be true, because you've known them for a long time. What are you supposed to do when you come to those truths? That's a hard balance. Do you go off? No. You utilize love. Utilize love. The love for yourself, but also the love for these assholes who are going to wake you up. Wake you up. Again, this is not a time to react. This is a time to have patience. This is a time to go within yourself, Taurus, to balance things out, especially when it feels chaotic, when you're facing those fears. Oh goodness. You have a lot that you have to go through, Taurus, but with the new moon coming in on April 17th, around that time, you're going to come into a new awakening for yourself. And that is something that is priceless. That is something that can't be bought. This is something that a person has to be willing to do it. It's hard to watch everything that you work for crumble around you, but it's also hard to be in one spot where people don't authentically love you. All right, Taurus, this is gonna conclude it. Thank you so much for your time, your energy, and your patience. And don't forget to thank your angels, ancestors, spirit guides, as well as divine and universal energy for coming on in and helping out. And as always, I hope that you have a most wonderful rest of your day.